Well, back to my 1911 here, as I'm considering a few little modifications here and there, nothing too drastic. Here's one that I'm hoping will be good and is a practical one for me. The slide lock right here. Maybe it's just me and my short thumb, but I often have a hard time really engaging the slide lock on standard size, full size pistols, or maybe even subcompacts. So there's our slide lock right there, and there's not a whole lot of purchase there for your thumb in your standard 1911. So what I've got here is an extended slide lock. If we take a look right there, it extends back a bit more like that. It has this nice kind of grooved area for the thumb to land on. This would be the simplest of modifications here. So let's just see how that looks in there. So of course the thing to do would be to pull back the slide and get things lined up here, right? So that I can pop out the slide lock just like I was going to field strip it. Now for a comparison, here's the stock original slide lock right here, and here's this extended one. So you can see the piece there where it hangs out. Everything here looks like it should be the same. You can see the finish is a bit different. It's a shiny black finish here, and there's sort of like a dull gray finish, at least of what the Tisas 1911 comes in. Now I've seen these in other colors like silver or red or things like that, but I didn't want that, so I figured that just a black finish, even though it'll stand out and look not quite the same, would be the best way to go on something like this, to try and keep things looking as standard USGI as possible, but to hopefully get some functionality of this extra bit right there. Well, here it is installed, and you can see at least on the Tisas 1911, this black finish really does stand out. So I mean, it looks okay, and I can very easily reach this extended sort of paddle here with my thumb, but there's a problem with it. The first problem is that when I installed it, which of course should be really simple, right? Just pop out the OEM one and slide this on in. The slide wouldn't go back. It somehow got hung up on this. Now here is, of course, the stock slide lock right here, and that's what that looks like. And I thought that this one looked like that, but I guess it wasn't quite machined the same here. And so I thought that perhaps the slide was getting stuck right here on the this replacement piece, or somewhere here. So I began filing it down. Now you can see here, even on the stock one here, you can see a bit where the finish is a bit worn away by the action of the slide. So I filed this bit by bit, kept filing it down until I could actually have the slide go back and forth as needed. And so when I could do that, and so that works just fine, I've got an empty magazine in here, but the problem is that it won't lock back and hold the slide back, which is really weird. Now I was able to really force it up in there, but I was wondering, did I maybe file off a bit too much of that top there? But no matter what, with this empty magazine, and I can drop it and show you that it's empty, but I can see that it doesn't even rise up with, as the follower should push up on it so that it goes up into place. Now I was wondering perhaps if this new grip I put on it, this little rubbery grip, is maybe interfering, but that's not the case. I even tried taking this grip off, and I think it's okay there. But in order to get this right to go up where it should be and hold the slide back, I had to really push it up in there, where with the stock one, just put up that empty magazine, it goes up on its own. So something isn't quite machined right, or at least it doesn't work on this model 1911. And the Tisas should just be a pretty good clone of just the USGI. I'm going to drop this magazine here, There we go. And so it's holding this back, and of course I can very easily get it with my thumb, and it will go forward, but it won't lock back with the magazine empty, and you just really have to force it up in there. So and I shouldn't really have to file it to get it to have the slide go back and forth in the first place. So this is definitely going back. I've got a return with eBay. This was the cheapest extended slide lock I could find. Maybe that was my problem. Most of the ones I see cost more than I think they should, but at least I'm suggesting going with this cheap one here is just not a good idea. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the stock one and see if there's perhaps another completely different brand or version I can buy. Because I still want to find this extended release here. Easily fits with my thumb. But this one is just not the way to go. I could not get it to work.